Hi, this is a recording for IT-112, Assignment 9, Authentication. So you should look at the blog entry here. It has a pretty step-by-step point of view. And we're going to create a login view, logout view, login form. We're going to modify the form view to require authentication. And we're going to add a link to the login form in the base HTML. Also the logout form, actually. So I made a list here in Notepad to follow. We're going to look at the setting for authorizations. We're going to add some users to using the admin for our program. We're going to add the @login. We're going to add the login message and logout message. We're going to add app to URLs. Going to add a registration folder, login template, and we'll try to do, we're going to do all of these. We'll run and test it at the end. Part of the reason why I have the list here is to remind me of all the things we have to do. Nothing here is hard, but there are a lot of steps, and each step has to be done. So, first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to go to the settings pie. And in the settings pie, you will see under installed apps that there is Django Contrib Auth. That's the authorization. So this app is already listed here. We're going to have to make a couple of other changes here also, right? So I am going to real quickly down here, I need to get into the environment again. So I go back a directory and I am going to do env01. That should be O. Scripts activate. You always have to be in the environment. I'm going to go cd tech review w 2020, and then I'm going to do python manage pi run server. Actually, it might be start server. No, run server is right. Okay, so I am going to press go here, and I'm going to HTTP, except where it says tech, I'm going to do admin. So we're going into the admin. We need to use our super user. Okay, and I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to create a group, and I'm going to call the group members. Okay, so we're going to add the group, and then what we need to do is what we need to do is to call it members now. And we're going to add a few things here. We're going to let them add a user because we're going to allow them to add themselves. And they're going to allow them to change user. I'm not going to give them delete. So let me add user, change user. I'm holding the control down to get these. View user. We're not going to let them do that, but they can add a product. They can change a product. They can view a product. They can add a review. They can change a review, and they can view it. They can add a tech type. They can change a tech type, and they can view it. All right, so I'm going to pull that over. So these are the things that they can do. They can add a user, change a user, view a user. They can add a product, change a product, view a product, add review, change review. They can view a review, and they can do the same three things with that. So what I want to do is just save this group. So we have a group called members. Now I'm going to make a couple of users, and I'm just going to say user 1 and oops, again, that's not what we want to do. We want to add a user. User 1. Their password, all of these will have the password as p at ssw0rd1. Just, you can do another password if you want. All right, so I am going to, we'll do save and add another. I'm going to call this one user 2 and same password. And it gives you some rules about the passwords there. So I'm going to save and continue editing. You don't have to do these. These are not required. But what I want to do is we want to add them to a group. All right. So we don't want them to log into the admin. We don't want them to log into this as a super user. So we're going to give them their membership of group. And we can give them other permissions too, but we don't need to. So I am going to save. Now, user 1, I'm going to edit. And we'll just do user 1 at tech. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to assign them to the members group. And then we'll save. So they're not staff status. So they have members. Okay. So we're done with that. We've added our groups and our users. So we have a members group and we have 3 users. Steve is the one that has staff status and super user status, I believe. All right, so let's go back to our code. And I'm going to kill the server, Control C. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is in the URLs pie. And this is at the highest level here, right? So we got tech URLs, we've got admin. I'm going to add another one here. I'm going to add path, accounts, and we're going to include Django, needs to be quoted, contrib, auth, URLs. All right, so we're going to include the built-in URLs for the authorization. I'm going to put a comma there. I don't think that's necessary, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to save this. I'm going to add a new folder to templates. One of the things that the auth URLs expect is a folder called registration. It has to be in lowercase. It has to be spelled properly. So we do that. We have templates, we have registration, and we have tech in there. Okay. Under registration, I am going to add a new file, and it's going to be the login HTML. Again, it has to be named this. Okay. And we're going to let it extend base. And we're going to give it a block content. And might as well end the block while we're at it. Okay, and then we're going to do form. Well, actually, let's do login. We're going to add our form. Method equals post. We're going to do the certification CSRF token. Again, this is just for security. And then we're going to do form content here. So it's as a paragraph, as a p tag. And then we want our button. Type equals submit. And login. And then we close our button. So this is our login form. And it has to be under registrations. Okay. So I'm going to save this. All right, so then we need to create some login messages. And I'm going to do this in the views. Okay, so far we've added a URL, which makes us go to the authorization templates that are built in. We've added a registration subfolder. We added a login. Now I'm going to go to views, and we're going to add a couple of views at the bottom. I'm going to add def login message, and it'll take a request as always. And basically it's just going to render a request. So we're going to do return render request, And this one will go in Tech App. Or just Tech in our case. And it'll be Tech login message HTML. And we're going to do exactly the same thing for the logout. Okay, so this will be a logout message, and this will be logout. Okay. So I'm going to save that. So then we're going to go to the URLs, which will direct the app to this. So the URLs, we have to add a couple. We add one path, login message, and we're going to views, login message, and we're going to name it just trying to keep it simple, comma, this is really important. And actually, so I'm going to copy this whole path again. I don't know why it always comes out a character off there. And we're just going to make this logout message. Okay, so that we've added those two messages to our URLs. And again, I'll save. All right, so I'm going to make the templates for these. These can go in the regular tech templates. So I'm going to add a new file, and it will be login message.html. Okay. And we have our usual things. Okay. So extends base.html. Begin our block. Actually, block content. I'm going to do just an H2. Thank you. And then just a paragraph. Thank you for logging in. And then we'll end our block content. Okay. So I'm going to copy this whole thing. And then I'm going to make a new file under tech. in templates, logout messages, .html, and I'm going to paste this and basically change this to goodbye. And then I'm going to say you are now logged out. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Actually, I didn't save the other one, I don't think. I'm going to save all, make sure they're all saved. All right, we're getting there. We're almost there. One of the things I'm going to do now in base, I'm going to add a couple of more of these. So I'm going to copy this line and paste. This is going to be a login message. Actually, login is all we need, right? Because the log out, the others just happen. Log out we need though. So I am going to do, and we'll change this to log out. So this will be log in, and this will be log out. So that's changing that. So I'll save that. And then I am going to go to views again. I'm going to add a thing at the very top. I am going to add from Django dot contrib dot auth dot decorators import login required. So decorators are kind of neat, and I'm going to show you where this works. So the only one where we have, where you can enter it, is this form. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add at login required. And that makes it so that you can't access this form unless you're logged in. Okay, so we've done all of this stuff. I'll go over it again one more time before I'm finished here. There's one more thing, and I believe this is the last thing before we can test it. And that is, I need to go to settings, .py, and here towards the end, in fact it could be at the very end, I need to add login redirect underscore URL equals login message. That's the name we gave it in our URL. And we need our log out. Log out. Redirect URL equals logout message. Okay, I'm going to save all of that. It looks like I have 2 to save, so I'm going to do save all. Alright, will this work? Many places where there could be errors, but let's see. I'm going to run the server again. So there's an error. Didn't like login message. Let's look at my URLs. Login message. It says views. Looks like they have. Oh, I know why. Again, copying and pasting. They were at the wrong indentation. Still, this one needs to go back even more. All right. Okay, so now it's running. So I don't have any other errors right now. So let's go this, and let's, instead of auth user admin here, let's see if tech works. Okay, so there's our products. We are logged in right now, but let's log out. Okay, so let's try to add a product. Notice that it took me to the login name. So let's do user 1 and do the password. Log in. And now I can do the product form. All right, so everything's working. If I can log out, there's my message for logging out. If I log in at this point, let's do user 2. Thank you for logging in. So everything is working as it should. Okay, so let's walk through what we did real quickly, and we'll call this good. All right. So in the settings pie, ultimately what we had to do is we had to add the references to these. It's not the first thing that we did, but you need the references to where to redirect once you log in and log out. Again, the authentication forms and app is already registered under installed apps. In the setting, the URLs for the whole project, we had to add an accounts URL, which it gives us the URLs form for Django contrib auth, our authorization. All right, in the views, we added the decorators. We put that decorator on our form so that a login is required. And we added a login message and a logout message. Okay, in our templates, we had to add a registration template in which we did our login form, because that's where the URLs in authorization expected. We also, in our regular tech subcategory, we added login message and logout message. We also added the links to those messages in the base. And did I show you in the URLs we added this? And these are the names that are referred to in the settings. Okay, hopefully, again, I just followed the blog that I wrote, and I think you can too. The very last thing that I would do here is I would go here. Let's go through and change. Oops, I don't need that one. I don't need that one to go up. All right, I don't need this one, but I do need. I don't need this one. All right, so the ones that I need are base, login, login message, logout message. Okay, I don't need the siphon. Don't need this one. Alright, I keep doing that. I keep adding stuff I don't really need. Those I need. I need settings pi. I need URLs pi. I need views pi. I need this one too. Alright, so those are the things that I want to change. I'm going to commit them. I'm going to say authorization commit. Okay. And then I'm going to push. Okay, so now when I go here, let's go the winter one. Let's go to the right one. Slow today. All right, so I am going to look at repositories, and we'll do the tech review. It says it was updated 20 seconds ago. Let's just look real quickly. Under views, it has the decorators, it has the decorator, it has the login message and all. Go under templates, it does have the registration. The URLs, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it has log out and log in. Let's do tech review. Look at the settings. It does have the redirect messages, so I think everything is fine. I guess I will real quickly check the URLs. And it is there. So everything is up and done. I am going to call this good and stop the